drunken laughter echoing off wooden hulls, the smell of tar, salt, and stale rum. Nassau Harbour, the Bahamas. October 1717. Flintlock pistols hang loosely from sashes. The Pirate Republic is at its zenith, a lawless flotilla bobbing in the Caribbean dark. Then, the humidity breaks. A thumping vibration, deeper than thunder, starts to rattle the rigging. Two MH-47G Chinooks tear out of the cloud cover. Massive, twin-rotor beasts hovering dangerously close to the whitecaps. They don't land. The water is too rough. Instead, the rear ramps drop. Two Special Warfare Combatant Craft, SWCC, boats slide out, hitting the waves with a heavy splash. 32 SEALs and boat crew motor toward the jagged coastline. This platoon has one mandate: dismantle the command structure of the most feared criminal syndicate in maritime history. No extraction. No air support. Just wet sand and a plan that sounds completely insane. And let's be clear, this is a tactical sandbox. We aren't worried about paradoxes or disrupting the colonial timeline. We aren't trying to write a maritime law textbook. The inquiry is brutal and direct. Could 32 operators break a pirate haven of thousands? Or would they end up hanging from the gibbets at dawn? Let's run the sim. By 0400, their insertion point is a tactical nightmare. Sharp limestone rocks, tangled mangroves, swarms of sand flies, and the crushing humidity. But it offers the ultimate cover. The mangroves are a natural fortress. Pirate crews stick to the beaches and the brothels. They wouldn't dream of wading through the sludge. This is the eastern tip of New Providence, 6 miles from the pirate stronghold. The only sound louder than the retreating choppers was the silence of the ocean. They have an operational window of roughly 120 hours. The island is about to become a pressure cooker. By day 6, fuel for the boats runs dry. But they picked this spot for a reason. It is the only landing zone isolated enough to stash 2 high-speed assault boats without alerting the entire brethren of the coast. Land near the harbour, and you're spotted by 100 sloops, brigantines, and drunken lookouts. The alarm bell would ring instantly. Thousands of cutthroats would flood the beach. By sunrise, the cannons are primed, and 5,000 pirates are waiting. But land here. You own the jungle for 24 hours. The SEALs move fast. They camouflage the boats with netting and foliage, establish a rally point, and launch a silent reconnaissance drone, Puma AE. Just 32 elite warriors in the dark, staring down a coastline of gunpowder and gold. They are surgical, high-velocity violence. Each man carries a suppressed 18 Malawian Quachars carbine and Rasaiji P226. They're packing fragmentation grenades, breach charges, IR lasers, and heavy body armor that a musket ball would simply bounce off of. But logistics are a ticking bomb. Each operator has 3 days of MREs. 6 magazines for the primary, 2 for the secondary. Limited batteries for their comms and panoramic NVGs. They can scavenge water, but they can't scavenge 5.56mm ammo. The objective isn't to seize the port. It's to break the pirate spirit before they realize the devil has arrived. Their next move dictates survival. How do you dismantle a chaotic republic with 32 rifles? The platoon commander weighs 3 options. Option A, kinetic assault. Storm the beach, breach the fortress, and fight to the governor's mansion. Brave, but suicidal. They'd be buried under a barrage of cannon fire and grape shot. You can't shoot your way through a wall of iron. Option B, the privateer method. Hoist a false flag, sail a captured ship in, and bluff their way to the leaders. It worked for Woodes Rogers, but here, no archaic dialects, no time for deception, and 0 cultural blending. That takes months. They have days. They go with Option C, the Phantom Protocol. Shock and awe, sabotage, hit the supply lines, vanish, repeat. They will sink ships at anchor, trigger mass hysteria, poison the rum supply, and liquidate the captains. They won't fight a battle. They will stage a ghost story. They utilize thermal imaging and silence to convince the pirates that the sea itself has turned against them. In a world lit only by lanterns, the man with quad nods is a demon. First target, the gunpowder magazine on the outskirts of town. The SEALs strike at 0200. With suppressed fire, they drop the sleeping guards. Then, they plant a timed charge. They melt back into the jungle. At 0215, a deafening explosion turns the night sky orange. The town wakes up to chaos, but no enemy is seen. The next night, they hit the careening beach where ships are repaired. Hulls are breached with underwater explosives. Ships start sinking at the dock. Just enough destruction to breed superstition. The following night, sniper fire from a mile away takes out the lookouts in the fort's towers. The pirate crews scream for orders, but the quartermasters are dead before they hit the ground. The shots are unheard. By now, Nassau is terrified. The pirates do what pirates always do. They riot and scramble. Crews arm themselves, captains scream orders, cannons are loaded blindly. But does it matter? The seals stick to the tree line. They bypass the cobblestone streets, moving through the dense palm groves. Through thermal scopes, they spot the heat signatures of drunken mobs blocks away. They leave behind psychological triggers, destroyed weapons, blinding strobe lights left blinking in dark alleys. The pirates end up shooting at shadows. Next strike, the cisterns. Nassau relies on specific wells for fresh water. A chemical contaminant rendered the main wells undrinkable, safely reversible, but terrifying. Thirst begins to panic the fleet. Then, they isolate a captain's council meeting at a remote plantation house, a gathering of the most notorious lords of the sea. The ambush is set at the perimeter. 240mm grenades from the M320 launchers thump into the air. The first obliterates the table. The second collapses the roof. Then the carbine cycle. Precise, controlled double taps. In 12 seconds, the leadership of 3 major crews is erased. No survivors to tell the tale. Every engagement is watched by a drone hovering silently 500 feet above. To the pirates, this isn't combat. This is a curse. The British Navy is months away. News travels at the speed of a sail. The SEAL team moves at the speed of a bullet. The crews are dumping their gold into the sea to appease the spirits. The taverns are empty. The water is tainted. Silence falls over the shantytown. And then, the checkmate. Under the cover of a storm, the team deploys the SWCC boats. No roaring engines yet. They drift on the tide into the inner harbour, low in the water. They navigate toward the flagship, the Queen Anne's Revenge. 2 operators hook ladders onto the stern gallery. They bypass the sleeping watchman on the poop deck. Silent. Lethal. Flashbangs deploy into the captain's great cabin. Bang. Flash. The blinding white light and concussive blast paralyzes the legendary Blackbeard and his inner circle. They drop to the floor, blinded and deafened, before they can draw a cutlass. The team splits. Alpha element secures the deck. Bravo element cuts the rigging, immobilizing the ship. Darkness is their weapon. Charlie element breaches the cabin. Lasers cut through the dust. Edward Teach stands there, reeling, fuses smoking in his beard, surrounded by confused lieutenants. A single suppressed shot takes out the man reaching for a pistol. Teach is zip-tied, gagged, and hooded before his crew even wakes up from their drunken stupor. Total time on target, 9 minutes. By dawn, the flagship is drifting aimlessly. The Jolly Roger is cut down. The Blackbeard is gone, snatched by sea devils in the storm. The operators have severed the head of the Hydra in less than a week. The Pirate Alliance is shattered by paranoia. The harbour is paralyzed. But could 32 men actually govern Nassau? No, absolutely not. If the thousands of pirates realized the demons were just men running out of MREs, the sheer weight of numbers would crush them. Their fuel tanks are dry. The heat exhaustion is starting to claim operators. But the mission is accomplished. They could ransom the captains, or leave them for the British. But they can't stay. Once the superstition fades, the violence returns. Rival crews would start fighting for dominance. The Republic fractures, or perhaps unites to hunt this new, invisible enemy. But one thing is guaranteed: the legend would outlive the Empire. They didn't plant a flag. They didn't steal the gold. They simply proved that the gods could bleed. For centuries, folklore would ask, were they ghosts, merfolk, or the wrath of God? So, could a single SEAL platoon clean up the Caribbean? Tactically, yes, without breaking a sweat. But holding the port? That's a different ocean entirely. What timeline should we break next? A modern CDC team versus the Black Death? Or a cyber warfare unit versus the 1929 stock market crash? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for the next simulation.